Hello, GovCon winners, and welcome back to my channel. In case you're new, my name is Kizzy Parks, and I've been awarded well over $50 million in federal government contracts. I started out in my late 20s and have been awarded amazing contracts with all different types of agencies. And it took me a long time to learn what I now know. And I'm here to help you learn how to find, bid, and win profitable government contracts. And I have a hot item for you today. This is kind of a brief one, and that involves Sam.Gov. So I own several federal government contracting companies. Plus, I have GovCon winners. So just like you, I also have to make sure all of my federal government companies are registered in SAM. And there's a couple of things that have come up, and I really want to share these tips with you because you may be in the same situation where you're trying to register, you're stuck, you thought you did everything, but you're still stuck. Somebody maybe wants to do work with you, but you're stuck. So I'm going to help you get unstuck with a couple quick things that you can do. First and foremost, make sure the tax ID number that you have, that you are using for your government contracting company, it is the same as the company you're using for government contracting, okay? If your company is called XZ Consulting, make sure that with the IRS, XZ Consulting is registered, and that is who you have the tax ID with. Because what'll happen, and I'm going to show you here in just 1 second, what will happen is anytime you are in SAM, so not only does this happen for those of you who are registering, but let's say you need to add a new NAICS, or you need to change a name, or you need to do something of that sort, SAM is going to automatically put you through that entire process to further revalidate your company. So as you can see here, this email, it states, hey, guess what? Congratulations. The tax ID, EIN, everything here matched. And that's what you want. Because what's happened is there are some of you out there where maybe your tax ID is connected to a different business or a different name of a business, and maybe you're trying to register like an acronym. I get it, right? But you want to get through this hurdle. You want to get over it. You want to jump over it. You don't want to create more hurdles for you. So whatever the business is that you're registering SAM, make sure you are using the tax ID number that you have with the federal government. After the fact, once you're registered, you can add a doing business as. You can maybe go back and make any kind of adjustments. But especially for those of you who are just starting out, it's imperative you just get in. You just need to get in. You just need to get into the club. That's it. You just need to get in the club. Just get in. That's all you need to do. Because if not, you're going to end up in a position where you're not going to be approved. And I don't want you there. You're a GovCon winner, you guys. Come on. Don't want you there. Don't want you there. So that's number one tip. The second tip is be very careful when it comes to the address that you are using. But hear me out. Here's what I mean by that. You want to make sure you have everything needed to support the use of the address that you have given the IRS, that you are also subsequently entering into Sam.Gov. And here is why. Because SAM checks all of the different kind of businesses and entities connected to the address that you are giving. So if you have a virtual office, for instance, you're going to need to be able to provide that paperwork that shows while there's 500 companies registered to that address, hey, I'm a virtual office and here's the paperwork that goes with it. Or if you're like me, I'm here at the 1900 building, there's several businesses in here. My company has 2 physical offices. So often Sam will come back and say, wait a minute, are you also connected with any of these? And I reply back, yes, I'm connected with Ampar Services. I'm not connected with the others. Here's a copy of my lease. This will minimize all types of issues because they're trying to make sure you are legit. So have a lease, have some type of virtual office agreement or a bill or an invoice or something so you can show, yes, I am at this address if they ask. Plus, it's just great to have that. It's always important to have all of your paperwork. The next tip. This one is especially for those of you out there who like to save a lot of money. And I get it. Look, I grew up in the Midwest, and my mom had an envelope, and she would take coupons and organize them in the envelope. And our big thing was every 2 weeks, we went shopping on Saturday to Aldi's and the main grocery store. And my job was to coupon and find the beef that was the least expensive. And it was like supermarket sweep as a child. I respect. I understand. I get it, right? Everybody talks about the key to wealth is you live on less than what you make. You put aside more. I got that. But let me tell you this, that doesn't apply with what I'm about to tell you, okay? Please spring for an email address that's connected to your domain. Hear me out. If you're really just starting out and you're like, look, I'm not really sure about this. I just wanted to sign up. I'm not really sure. But if you know, you're like, look, I wanted to do this since I was young. I've always known I wanted to do this. I've left corporate America. I've left my government job. I know for a fact I want to and will be a successful, profitable government contractor. This is what you need to do. Pay money, spend money. You need to purchase a domain to go along with your business. What's really cool, y'all, you could go to GoDaddy. I personally love GoDaddy. I have probably almost 50 different domains that I own. And then you can get an email address connected to it. So you're not xyzconsulting@gmail.com. You're kjones@xyzconsult.com or xyzconsult.consulting or something of that sort. So this is super, super important that you do that. You'll thank me later. Trust me, spring for the email connected to your domain, because Sam doesn't have to process your application or process your update. So please spring for it if you can. Leads me to my next tip. Anytime you're adding NAICS or changing the point of contact or you're changing the banking information, anticipate that Sam is going to go through this kind of recertification process. So be ready. Have your lease. Make sure your email is correct. Point of contact information is correct. Make sure your tax ID number hasn't changed. There are many of you out there who maybe you've gone from a sole proprietor to a corporation, or you started a new company. Make sure you have all of these documents stored either on your computer or somewhere in the cloud, because you're always going to need these in government contracting, and it's going to make your SAM experience so much easier and so much faster. So all my amazing people out there, please check out profitablecontracts.co, subscribe, hit that notification button. Y'all are amazing GovCon winners. Always focus on profitable contracts, and don't forget, everything is possible.